Hey guys, I'm back with single issue reviews. Uh, Sorry it took a while. I was a bit sick. I still am a bit. I also was on holidays in Rome. So yeah, I'm back and I have a lot of single issues to review for you. And I will kick it off with Injection number 8 by Warren Ellis and Declan Shalvey. Um, well, we're in the second act of Injection, and I will show you a little bit of the artwork. Um, it's still nice. I like it, but I have the feeling it's a bit static. We jump from one place to another, but there is no real movement. There is no dynamic, no action, no, I don't know. Something is missing. I can't really pinpoint it, but it's not where it's supposed to be, from my feelings. Um, Next up, AntMan number 5 and 6. I have to say I enjoy this series very much by Nick Spencer. It's drawn by different artists. I don't know both of them. Not really important because it's more about the tone of the book, and it's written by Nick Spencer, so you know what to expect. It's very funny, tongue in cheek. It's it's just very enjoyable to read, and it's also written in a way that when you spend $4 on a book, you get some amount of story, and every issue is a little self-contained story, which adds up to a longer arc, and it always ends on a cliffhanger. It's like written by the book, but it's written really nice. So I can totally recommend it. It's one of my favorite, if not one of the last superhero series that I enjoy. So there's that. We have Art Ops number 5, 6. It's number 6. It's a good jumping on point because it's a new act. The second one, the first act ended rather in a way that it's not everything is really clear now, but we get a little bit a feeling for the main character and all the universe of people involved in those Arc Ops operations. What is it about? It's not easy to explain. You could say it's like a covered operations unit, which deals with pictures, with art, and with characters who step out of the pictures and get lost in the real world, and they have to get them back and put them back into the art. So it's a super weird concept, which works out pretty nice, I have to say. The artwork, it's a different one this for this issue at least. It's drawn by Eduardo Risso. You might know him from 100 Bullets with Brian Azzarello. I don't think it's quite as good or as a good fit, let's put it that way, as All Red and I forgot the other artist's name was. Anyways, I will still buy this. It's not a very good seller, and it's a pity because it's something different and it's something which I think Vertigo stands for. It's crazy, it's a bit arty, and it's out there, and you should give it a try. Next up, The Discipline number 1. It's by Peter Milligan and Leandro Fernandez. They worked together before on the maxi series The Names, also by Vertigo, which I enjoyed very much. I know not everyone was a fan, but I don't get why, because it was super exciting, super funny, over the top action, and Milligan for me it's a bit of a hit and miss writer. I used to love his run on Shade the Changing Man, so I have always like a fond spot for everything new he does, and this is his version of, let's say, it's like a conspiracy magic kind of book meeting 50 Shades of Grey. It's about, I think you could say like, it's about the sexual undertones which are always included in everything which deals with power and magic. So I like it because I think that sexuality in comics is not a very common ground to explore. So that's a good thing. The first issue wasn't like a perfect home run, but I will stick with it. It's $2.99 and you should give it a try. Next up, Turncoat. It's by Alex Packnadel and Artyom Tranakov. I haven't read. It's the same artist team, a writer-artist team that has done Arcadia for Boom Comics, which is supposed to be really good. And I can see that they're really onto something. Those guys have a very special way of telling a story. The art, I know, it's not very usual, not very common. It can be a little messy until you understand it. If you understand it, when you understand it, it gets really interesting because it's very detailed. I also like the coloring, and I think it's true world building in that it's a very specific kind of world where this happens. What is it about? It's a bit hard to explain. I would say it's a bit similar to Invisible Republic by Image Comics in that it's a mix of political and in this case also like a bit of a cop detective noir story mixed with science fiction. So it's a complete new world. It's not in ours. Probably it's some kind of future where aliens were here, but where could have been fought back. So they disappeared, but there are still people who collaborated with the aliens or who are still in a way longing for those times where the aliens were the bosses on Earth, and they are in conflict with the other humans. So there's a kind of a two classes society, and stuff which is happening, which is hinting at some kind of maybe return or conspiracy behind the scenes thing. Whatever, it's a mini series. It's the first one of 4, and I enjoyed it very much. This comes with a high recommendation. You should check it out. Turncoat #1 by Boom Comics. Next up, Archer Armstrong, or they call it now A+A, The Adventures of Archer and Armstrong by Valiant Comics. You know, Archer and Armstrong was one of my favorite series back in the 90s when when Valiant Comics first appeared, and this one is a reinterpretation. It's the second one. There was another series, another volume, which ended like about a year ago, or 1.5 years ago, which was by Fred Van Lente, and Clayton Henry, I think, was the artist. And I mean, it's like it's a buddy adventure comic. You can see it. It's like two very different personalities have to come to terms, and it was always a funny book, but this one is a bit over the top. It's already like a cartoon version of an already funny book. So it's for my taste, it's a little bit too toned down, to cliches, and very much wannabe comedy. Which, yeah, it just didn't get me. I think the art is capable and nice. It's very cartoony. You can see it. But for me, it's always story first, and the story is almost non-existent. I'm really sorry to say I was really eagerly awaiting this, but this is a pass. Next up, The Vision. I mean, it's The Vision by Tom King. It's fucking amazing. It's just like the best mainstream book on the stands right now. I think you know by now that Tom King will be the new Batman writer for the DC Rebirth relaunch. But this is where I haven't read a lot of Tom King. I have to admit, I don't know his work on Omega Man and Grayson and whatever. But what he did with this comic, 5 issues in, it's amazing. It's just so unique. I haven't read anything like this before. It's Vision and his family of androids, his android wife and his 2 android kids, and they're just trying to fit in to be normal. And the Vision just tries to have this family that he never had. You know, he had like his wife, the Scarlet Witch, and his 2 kids, and it was done away with it in a very specific way. I won't get into that. It's just Marvel backstory. You don't need to know anything about that to get what is happening here. That it's like people who try to integrate themselves so hard that it doesn't work. They try to negate that they're just not normal humans, and it doesn't go very well. But it's tragic in a very specific way, and it's written in a very masterful way. I can totally recommend this. The Vision number 5. It's always a good jumping on point because it's one of the best series, and I just don't get it that you don't know it by now. You should check it out. So thank you very much for watching this. You can subscribe if you click here. Right about here, I'm not sure where, I think somewhere here, to my channel. I will come back with more reviews. The next thing will be a few paperbacks that I read, which I really enjoyed. I'll be happy if you return. Until then, have a good life. Thank you.